Hello, welcome to another part of Bad Forex. Today we are going to find a strategy that defines the exact border between successful traders and the rest. The continuing entry model based on the concepts of smart money concept is also the model that the big players of the market use to enter the best positions with the least risk. How many times have you reached the golden position and lost this opportunity just because the market was unpredictable? This is the story. There are many traders and it is completely natural. Just at the moment when you are looking for a perfect entry, it can become extremely annoying and take the opportunity away from you. Or maybe because of a call or a personal task or a locked moment. You were not on the chart when the price reached your entry point and you lost the trade. In this section, we will teach you how to turn those missed opportunities into safe and profitable deals. In addition, we are going to reveal important conditions and rules that separate a brand transaction from other transactions. So, dear traders, if this topic is interesting to you, be sure to support it by liking the video, and if you are new to our channel, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next videos. As you probably know, the market is always biased towards high liquidity, which causes continuous fluctuations and constant changes in prices. This is a common scenario where traders miss great trading opportunities due to market behavior. For example, when the price is close to their desired entry point, the market can become extremely volatile and they often miss the right opportunity to enter. Also, traders may lose a deal because when the price reaches their entry point, they are not on the chart at all and are far from their display queue. Interestingly, the price is usually the zone of Orza or Gaza identified by the trader, adjusts and then moves in the direction of pre-minimization. If your trade returns, it stops and moves again in the direction of your trade. This raises an important question: what should we do in this situation? The answer is simple. We have to use the strategy of entering into the transaction with the concepts of security or smart money and the trend continuation model in order to enter the market and execute our transactions. Now, let's go into the details of the strategy of continuation of the trend with the concepts of smart money and examine the basic rules and methods of this market entry model, which we must put before executing a transaction with a high probability of success. If we miss the ruined or Chanjaf character or Phillip pattern, or if the price movement does not create an opportunity to enter the market, in this case, getting the smooth transaction is the easiest and most important way to execute transactions. Imagine that we have a Saudi structure in the time frame of 15 minutes. In that time, we do our own market analysis. The price has created a series of structural failures upwards. And if we look at the last failure of the boss structure, we can see that the prices of a region have not collapsed or it may be closed. It has formed at the limited end, and a price or efficiency chat has occurred in the exact same area. After that, what we do is to enter the lower time frame. And for the time frame example, we wait for a minute until the price reaches the unmitigated tension zone above the time frame. The price should form a change in direction with the characters Chanjaf pattern or Phillips reversal pattern, which is not susceptible to changes in the market structure. As you can see here, a character change has occurred and created a new tension zone in the 1-minute interval, which leads to the creation of a Saudi wave. By looking at the price tag, we realize that this is not a loss of control by the sellers and we can predict the upward flow of Saudi orders. Therefore, you should check the possible opportunities to enter the market by reversing the buying positions. Now suppose that for any reason you missed the opportunity to enter the market during the change of character, or you just want to open additional shopping opportunities. After it finds its bottom line, the price will be suppressed, and by breaking and increasing above these structures and passing through several supply lines, it will move upwards. If you can't open any buying positions in Chanjab character's supply channel, follow this suggestion and use smart money's continuation strategy to enter the market. The price should make the recent structure upward and move above the currency zone by 1 precision, so that a new currency zone is created. In this case, due to the risk, we do not recommend that you open any trades in the new Tagaza region. There is a high possibility that the price will use this Tagaza region as a stimulus to attract more liquidity. Therefore, it is recommended to wait for the price to form the liquidity zones and clear them before reaching the new low. What we are looking for here is a price correction after breaking the recent structure and forming a negative line, such as a double bottom, triple bottom, or the most negative line above the new demand line. It doesn't matter if the price moves up and creates a new breakout or even stays at 90 seconds for a while. After creating liquidity zones above Nahi Togaza, now we can place a limit order in Nahi Togaza. Due to the fact that we have a very strong confirmation mechanism, because the price of the negative areas that forms above the Tagaza line before it reaches our line, so to speak, it sweeps it away. Argo's chances of clearing liquidity before the price reaches our desired point is very important. I hereby confirm the power of our Rs or Tagaza district. We use liquidity sweeps as a validation tool. The idea is simple. The market needs liquidity to create movement. If the price does not inject liquidity before reaching a key level, it usually uses that area as liquidity to ensure its own movement. To execute a trade based on the SMC continuation entry model, there are 4 basic criteria that must be considered. The first rule is that the price should create a change of character or flip rotation pattern. After reaching the Urza or Takaza area of the upper time frame, we should be patient and wait for the break of the boss structure and the failure of the area in the price movement. The 3-1 law is important for the point that the price must have passed this trend when breaking the structure. The last and most important rule is the existence of stable liquidity zones near our detected point, which is necessary in short to have an opportunity to execute continuation transactions. It is important that all these rules and measures are written and there are no exceptions. Here all the mentioned methods are written. Then we place our purchase order in the Balter point of Tagaza. By placing Plus a few pips lower than the bottom of the zone point. And for Lily Sood's goal, our goal is the swing cap at the endpoint. Broad continuation model allows us to simultaneously execute several trades in the dominant direction of the market. However, it is very important to take into account some of the points of Gladi in order to avoid significant particles and guarantee transactions with a high probability of success, which we will explain in the next topic. Well, in the following, we can see that the price once again created a new structure break and passed through the next negative zone and left behind this efficiency in this trend. So we have another unmitigated bullish zone in the same 1-minute time frame. In addition, you can see that the price of a Saudi liquidity trendline has formed above our newly identified Tagaza zone. Retail traders who rely on trend lines and chart patterns enter the market. Every time the price hits the trend line, they place their own bulls just below it. This method leads to the formation of a significant liquidity pool just below the trend line, which we wait for the market to clean up. As a result, Many stables are located near the trend line, and mammals that have been eaten by mammals have been placed. In this scenario, there is a high probability that the price will move down to clear the liquidity below the trend line and cause the transactional stabilos to break. The goal is to fill up the remaining efficiency and then enter our Gaza area, which is at the end. And for you all the methods of entering the continuation model. Now we can place our own limit page above the ard block quote and specify the swing ceiling as the target for taking profit. In order to execute multiple transactions at the same time, I must pay attention to specific points in the rules. Limit the number of open transactions to a maximum of 3 simultaneous transactions. Always remember that the initial entry risk should be halved for subsequent trades. For example, if the volume of your first transaction is 2 lots, it is specified that for subsequent transactions, the reset amount should be halved and the volume should be 1 lot. Or if you use a percentage, if it was 2%, the next trades will be 1%. Now let's go to the real chart and check a trading example. Here on the chart page we have the exact euro-dollar. As you can see, the price is in a Saudi trend, and Saudi structural failures have also created upward. If we look at the last breakdown of the structure, we can see that the price has formed a complete bullish zone and this efficiency is located above it. As you can see below, the price went back, entered the corrective phase, filled the remaining efficiency and reached the zone of our identified tension, where we have encountered the price spike. Now our next step is to enter a lower time frame. In this case, we will draw a 1-minute time frame in order to get a clearer view of the price movement and look for possible trading opportunities. Here we can see that the concentrated price has moved upwards, breaking the previous structure and creating a valid change in the price trend. After the formation of the changing orgo of Avon or that Chanjab cracker, we see that the price of the improved space product has returned to the bottom, and after filling the evil orgo that was created by Saudi Arabia, it has moved up again. Now let's consider the scenario that we missed entering change of character. Considering that the change in the market structure has been determined, we are now looking to use the SMC continuous gear entry model to execute transactions. Now let's see what happens with the price movement. As you can see, after filling the change of character zone, the price quickly moved up. This efficiency has also created significant problems that have led to 2 consecutive Saudi structural failures. In addition, the price has crossed the price zone of the 1-minute time frame. In the next neighborhood, we will identify the demand zone related to the recent Saudi wave. Well, we can now identify a level floor that is located exactly above the point we are looking for and has created a significant inconsistency that we are waiting for to be cleared. As we mentioned before, there are 4 important steps to consider in order to execute a transaction based on the SMC continuation entry model. The first rule is that the price must make a change of character. And as you can see here, the price has done so. And well, we also see in this jargon, the rule of proof insists that the price must be left behind when the structure of this efficiency is broken. And the fourth and last rule is that the price should form the liquidity areas close to the desired identified point, which is also mentioned here. Now that all the measures have been taken, we can place our buy limit order at the chance desired point and adjust the stables a few pips down. For the profit limit, Sunj's ceiling target, now that we have set his travel by limit, Let's see how the market reacts and whether our trade setup is successfully executed or not. As you can see below, the price has moved downwards and the accumulated negativity has reached the level. And then, after filling the point of our affairs and activating his travel by limit, he cut himself off and moved to the upper ground. Now we see that the price of another structural failure of Saudi Arabia has created an infection in many regions. In addition, the price has formed a bearish trend line above this new Tagaza region, which was created by the Saudi structural failure. Once again, if all criteria are equal, we are allowed to make another purchase transaction. Now, in the next step, I intend to place an order by limit at the highest point of this RD block with half the volume of the order that was executed before. For the purpose of the whistle, we set the ceiling of the swing blow time frame exactly, and now we have to closely monitor the market and let the trade proceed according to the analysis we did. Well, our sale has been activated and we are officially on the market. As it was predicted, the price has moved up after the activation of our last sale by limit. In the end, both trades reached the goal of taking profit and our trades ended. Thank you all for this video. I hope this video is useful and informative for you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification to be part of our latest videos. Your opinion and suggestions are very important, so please write your opinion below this video. Leave a comment and tell us what topics you like to cover in our next videos. We appreciate your support and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode.